Welcome to the channel Data Science Demonstrated. In this video, I will demonstrate to you stacked data exploration, which is a new and advanced way to explore your data. As per my research, the term stacked data exploration does not exist yet. So consider this video as a premiere in this very interesting subject. So friends, let's get started. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like and comment on the video. So let us first start by defining what is stacked data exploration. Stacked data exploration is where you combine different data exploration techniques resulting into more advanced data exploration results. The output of one data exploration technique becomes the input to the next one. And the combined results are generally more powerful than the individual techniques. So let's see this in action. So in order to demonstrate the stacked data exploration, let me take an example of a data set which is coming from a telecommunication company's customers. So this data set has got information about the customer's demographic information, the services, the billing information, and if the customer has churn or not. So in this example, we will attempt to do the following stacked data exploration. The first step of the stacked data exploration will be dimensionality reduction. We will then take the output of this step and input into the second step, which will be clustering. We will then take the output of clustering and then we will feed it into machine learning, which will then give us the final results. So let us start with the first step of dimensionality reduction. So in this step, we will reduce an highly dimensional data to just 2 dimensions. And this will help us to visualize the data exploration results in a better way. So in this step, we will use Disney, which is a very good algorithm as it keeps the points which are close in high dimension also close in the low dimensional space. So here is the result of Disney applied to the telecommunication data set. Each point here represents a customer. Now we can go one step further and we can color these points based on the information if the customer has churn or no. So in this visualization, we see the green color points as customers who have churned and the purple color points as the customers who have not churned. In this second step, we will take the result of Disney and input it to the next step of clustering. The clustering technique which we'll use here is DBScan, which is a density-based clustering. And the result of DBScan are shown on the screen. DBScan has identified 5 clusters as shown here. The cluster on the extreme right is not too dense, so for the moment we can ignore it. Let us now go to the third step in the stacked data exploration, where we will use decision tree machine learning algorithm. And we can try to interpret each of the clusters to see what differentiates churners from non-churners using decision tree. Now there are 5 decision trees which are calculated and which correspond to the 5 clusters. However, for simplicity, let us explore the decision tree for cluster 3 and cluster 4. The decision tree for cluster 3 is shown on the screen. We can observe that the cluster 3, the most important field which differentiates between churners and non-churners, is the total charges. So this means that the predicted churners in the cluster 3 are sensitive to total charges. And for cluster 4, the important field which differentiates churners and non-churners is contract and tenure. And the predicted churners in these clusters are those having low tenure and having monthly contract. So now we are done with the 3 steps of stacked data exploration. Let us now see how we can use the results of the stacked data exploration. So we can use the results in 2 ways. Now one of the very interesting ways of using the results of the stacked data exploration is for customer segmentation messaging. So you can use all the segments which are created above for sending any marketing messages to customers to avoid churn. The messages can be fine-tuned for each segment. So for example, we have seen that the predicted churners in the cluster 3 are sensitive to total charges. So the focus should be on the value they are going to get and thus justifying the charges. And for cluster 4, as the predicted churners have low tenure and monthly contract, the messaging should focus on the advantages of long-term contract with an objective of converting monthly contract into yearly contracts. And the second interesting way to use the results of stacked data exploration is to improve the machine learning model. So if you are developing a machine learning model for predicting churn, it could be useful to train a model for each cluster rather than one single model. As the underlying reasons for churn are different for each cluster, you will get better overall results. So what you see on the screen is a confusion matrix for one model approach as well as a confusion matrix for multi-model approach. So in the multi-model approach, there is one machine learning model for each of the clusters. Now with the multimodal approach, we see that there is an increase in true positives as well as there is a reduction in false positives, which is giving an overall better results. So my friends, that was a quick overview of stacked data exploration. It is a very powerful way to explore your data. In this video, you saw one way of combining different data exploration techniques. However, there are limitless ways in which you can do so. And I would be interested to know what is your stacked data exploration way. You can comment on the video. Don't forget to like as well as subscribe.